This work is written in the form of a series of letters from a narrator, who remains nameless throughout the work, to a particular love interest, also left nameless. The narrator is employed as a lawyer, a fact deduced by his reference to his position of holding power of attorney over a few characters in the work. The crime for which he is responsible is that of gambling away money entrusted to him by one of his clients, Edward Burden, who is to be married sometime within the occurrence of the novel's events. However, the conflict of the story is that Edward has no idea of the narrator's misuse of his funds, and that the funds are not so destroyed that Edward cannot withdraw what he needs in the short term. The bulk of the work details the internal struggles of the narrator to come to grips with the crime he has committed and for which he imminently will be indicted. His letters, while acting as a confession of his love for the unidentified married woman, also act as a device for him to express the otherwise concealed emotions with which he struggles in the daily process of figuring out how to deal with his situation. The narrator posits several theories about life, including man's relationship with the omniscient, or God, the ways in which men and women interact, and his opinions on female empowerment, and, most importantly, his opinions on suicide. At the start of the work, the narrator mentions frequently that his time on earth is limited, and reveals later in the story that his intention is to commit suicide. For nearly an entire chapter, he details the moral implications and justifications of suicide, believing that his life has nothing left to offer, due to both the inability to be with the woman he loves and his impending sentence of indefinite imprisonment. Another critical factor in setting his mind on suicide is his refusal to withstand imprisonment, which he cites as the worst form of torture, because of the solitary existence of man with only his thoughts. The narrator plans to make his final living act the mailing of his letters to the woman. But the novel offers a rather comic ending to the story as the narrator plans to die in some way. On his way home, he experiences overwhelming marvel at the simplest occurrences of life. For example, a milkman delivering milk and being chased by a cat, and is granted reprieve from his situation in that Burden and his fiancée have planned a year-long honeymoon, granting the narrator time to remedy the accounts and set things straight.